How's it going, Facebook? Um, Figured to do another little gear entry, and this is more in the lines of the vintage or old stuff. Uh, this pedal here is from 83, 84, uh, and it's the DOD FX60 stereo chorus. Pretty cool. Um, so I absolutely love this for a chorus pedal. It's only two knobs, but I mean that's really all you need. There's a few things on this straight off my board. How's it going, Sean and Danny? Straight off my board, so it's a little dirty. On these old DOD pedals, if you want to keep them good, then I would probably take the battery compartment off and just put a piece of tape over it. Hey, Pansy, Frankie. And what I have is a battery to your standard pedal power cable adapter. Now, these do have these funky little 1/8 inch jacks here for power that come with them, but those are, you can get them, but you're not going to buy them at a mom and pop place, so I go with these. It does say stereo chorus, and as you can see, one input, one output. Again, this is a power input. This is a audio out. So the deal is, you have to use a stereo 1/4 inch jack to two mono 1/4 inch jack outs to get the stereo capabilities going. We'll just sit that right there. Let's see. It's pretty cool. This is an older one. You can tell immediately if it's one of the first issues or a later issue, as long as it's original. These knobs here, they quit putting these knobs on there in 88, 87, 88, I believe. And then they went to a smaller knob. How's it going, Bobby? Hey, Jill, Teresa, Jack, how you doing, man? So pretty much what makes this cool is this is one of the very first 10. This is, I don't know, it come later. They started in 82. The FX series started in 82, and they put 10 out. This one came around 83. So a little bit of cool DOD history. Either way it goes, this one uses an MN3007 BBD chip, and that's the Bucket Brigade chip. And if you look at some of the I don't know, boutique pedal manufacturers, they make chorus pedals with the same chip, and it's prestigious. How's it going, Blake? The cool thing about that is this pedal you can get for 45 bucks. Some of the boutique pedals that actually kind of copy this in the CE2, those can run 150, 175, 200 bucks. So, and honestly, this kind of rocks. You can find these on Reverb or eBay. You can find them. Hey, Camille. But you can find these anywhere. Look on Craigslist. You can go to Yahoo or Google and put FX60 stereo chorus used, and a bunch of them will show up. There's one on Reverb right now, the original big knob series, and then there's 5 or 6 of the smaller knob later series. And I think this pedal went all the way up 92 or 93. There was a FX65 that had 3 knobs that came out a little later in production. I can't exactly remember, 90-ish. But either way it goes, these pedals here, the 1980s were slam full of them. This particular type of chorus. You can get, okay, I'm going to stop right there. The CE2, the Boss CE2, which is a fine pedal too, and this pedal are a lot alike. The CE2 is known for a little warmer tone. This one is known for the speed, being able to get faster, so you can get convincing vibrato sounds out of this pedal, which is very, very cool. Very cool. So you pretty much got two good pedals in one. You got a very, very nice chorus, again, Bucket Brigade, and then you have a pretty nice vibrato. The depth works very well. Some chorus pedals, the depth kind of like goes from nothing to some, most, and then from there on really doesn't do a whole lot. But this one, fortunately, and I kind of keep this one somewhere around here. It is an analog chorus again, but and pretty much what chorus is, this kind of chorus. There's a bunch of different types of chorus now at this point, but what this one basically does is takes your signal and then takes another signal, another delayed signal, and bends the pitch. So you've got your original signal here, and then you got your bent signal. So, and when you mix it together, it sounds like Come As You Are by Nirvana. It sounds like the main rhythm track to Hysteria. Chorus was used through the 80s almost. I think it was like you went into the studio in the 1980s. If you were in metal or rock and roll, you were using chorus. And then in the 90s with the alternative bands, Jim Blossoms and Nirvana, those guys used a lot of chorus. All the bands then did. But in the 1980s, there was a piece of rack gear that a lot of studios used, which some of them use pedals too. But as far as that rack gear goes, you can get a newer reissue of that in the Boss Wazacraft. They've got that new CE2. No, excuse me, the Dimension. What is it? Man, I wish Yoshi was on here. The new Dimension chorus from Boss through the Wazacraft series. It's actually got on the selector knob. It goes over to that old rack gear sound. Yeah, but pretty cool. Very cool. And you gotta love this baby blue, powder blue, whatever you want to call it. And for those of you that just got on here, this little pigtail right here pretty much takes the battery adapter and makes it so I can plug into my pedal power. Cool, huh? So what is everybody up to today? How's it going, Dustin? Is that Bert? What's up, Jonathan? I know Bert knows what this is. Chorus. How you guys doing? We're still here in Wyoming for one more night. And then we're off for a couple days, and then we're going to be in South Dakota playing for you fine folks over there. How's it going, Van? Man, I'm sorry I didn't get to come over and see you while I was in op this last time. Everything got crazy. Bobby, how's it going, man? Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Guys, if you guys don't know who Bobby is, he is the Iceman, and he has a great country music countdown. And I believe you are starting a multi-genre countdown too, right, Bobby? You guys should go over and like Bobby's page and check out his website. He's definitely one of the good guys in music. Hey, Julie. Man, I'm gonna do my best to get over next time I get in, man. I let time get away from me. You know how it goes, man. Bobby says, "Yep, this week all genre." Is it gonna be a top 40, Bobby? I can't remember, man. I seen your post, and I can't remember the specifics on it. And please put a link to your website here in this chat. And folks, please go over and check out Bobby's work. I can't say enough for what he does. Chad, how you doing, man? You getting ready for NAMM? Yep, top 40, he says. Chad Boston's got a very cool company. He makes some awesome products for the Line 6 Helix. The Iceman.net. There you guys go. Absolutely. Bobby does a lot of Facebook Live stuff too, and I really enjoy what he does. Yeah, Iceman is awesome. Nisi, I don't know if you've checked out Chad Boston's stuff or not, but you should. Chad has a cool YouTube channel with a bunch of really cool stuff on it. What's going on, Greg? Tracy? Tracy, I'm showing off a little DOD FX60 here. Gotta have that chorus. Gotta have that chorus on your board. This thing's kind of like it's in the category of a modulation pedal. So like, this is just for me, but I like to have a chorus pedal and I like to have a phaser pedal on my board all the time. And you can ask Tracy if one of my chorus or my phaser goes down, we got to get another one that fast. I mean, Tracy's either got to take it in the back and fix that thing, or we got to we're going to have to hit every pawn shop in a 100-mile radius and find one of these right here, and hope that the inputs aren't bad. That's one thing about pedals. A lot of times, you'll have a crackly input, or you'll have a crackly knob. Thankfully, these are easy to replace, and these pots are easy to clean. So again, 45 bucks for a legendary pedal. Reverb, eBay, Craigslist. I like Craigslist a lot. Facebook Marketplace, you can find some stuff, but I don't think it's I'm not really digging Facebook Marketplace. Not for musical items anyway. Adrian, how's it going? And I'm sorry if I don't say hey to somebody that comes on. It doesn't always show me. There's Carl. How's it going, man? But so back to what I was saying. Gotta have a phaser, gotta have chorus. I do like flanger as well. And I've got a couple of flangers. I've got a DOD Psycho Flange, which is really cool. It'll do Bob Marley style flange, very convincingly, and it does old tape flange. You know, actually manipulating the tape reel really well. And I also have a DOD Performer Series flanger, a 575. I can't remember what that one is. Both those are home because I don't want to take them out on the road and break them. The DOD, I think me and Tracy picked up that DOD up in New York, the best I remember, didn't we, Tracy? The yellow one, the 575 Performance Series or Performer Series, predates this. But neither one of those are easy to find. I don't know which one of them will be more rare than the other one, but it's kind of hard to get a hold to them. And they can be very pricey, especially if you find one in the box with the paperwork. And thankfully, both of those pedals, I was able to find that. I got my Psycho Flange in, I think, Arkansas, and I got it from a pawn shop from Pawn America, I believe it was. And I think I paid $15 for it, with the box and the paperwork. It was a cool score. And the Performer, Tracy could probably tell you better than I could, but man, didn't they give like 65 bucks for that thing? It was a steal of a deal either way it goes. This particular one, now I've had a bunch of these, but this particular one was given to me by a fellow in Indiana, Soundtech in Indiana. He had this, and he had a DOD phaser, and I can't remember exactly the model on that phaser, but either way it goes, he saw my pedal board and he liked it. He liked the way I was using my effects. He had a couple of these that he didn't use, and so he just gave them to me. And you can't beat that. DOD FX60 stereo chorus. Very cool. Very cool. Now, I don't always find the steals, man. Sometimes, but I go enough places, and I like to go into pawn shops and stuff like that when I'm out on the road, and you can find really, really cool stuff. Hell, sometimes me and Tracy just load up in the van, and we go all over the place, just going around pawn shops looking for cool stuff. And if you look hard enough, and the other thing is too, if you buy local enough, those guys will give you deals. So I'm a big time supporter of shopping at your local music store. Which, now, buying online, there's nothing wrong with that either. Especially when you're looking for stuff like this that you may not be able to just go out and find, right? How's it going, Cynthia? But I'm trying to I tried to put a little bit more information into this live, because I had a couple people tell me yesterday that the serviceman live video was a little short, and I know I haven't been on Facebook as much and interacting with you guys. While I was home, I spent that with family, and I didn't get on Facebook Live. I really didn't even post a lot of content at all. Christmas is kind of our time, you know, and then a lot of you know that I don't like bringing family life over to professional life, and that's nothing to do with anything other than that's mine. This can be you guys's. This is going to be our shared stuff. But I'm going to start trying to do something. Maybe not every day. I know I did something yesterday. I'm doing something today. You guys may not hear from me tomorrow. You may not hear from me for a couple days, as a matter of fact. But I'll try to come in next week. And I'm thinking about, I don't know if you guys like the vintage stuff more, like this and like the serviceman. I know I had a couple comments saying that some of you guys like especially the old Japanese stuff, and I do too. I love that kind of stuff. I don't have it out on the road with me usually. Julie's got it back at home. Matter of fact, Tracy's got some of it. I don't bring that stuff out because a lot of it's really fragile, and you just can't replace it. It's not like this. That serviceman, I probably wouldn't be able to replace it if something happened to it, but I don't. While I'm out on the road, I've got my Stewart guitar. I've got a Fender Stratocaster. I've got a Chance Gardner Studios guitar out with me, and that's pretty much it. And an acoustic guitar. So some of the old stuff, I kind of learned my lesson year and a half, 2 years ago, on taking irreplaceable stuff out on the road. So, but either way it goes. But you guys let me know. Well, you know what? I'm not going to ask you that. I'm not going to ask you what you guys want, because what I want to do is I want to surprise you with some of the stuff. I know some of you guys that know my pedal board and knows my rig pretty well. You guys will know what I have, or at least some of it. There's a website online. I can't remember the name of it now. Either way it goes, I can probably look that up and tell you guys later, that they show guitar players' rigs, and well, I ain't gonna say that. I'd say a quarter of my rig is on that website. So some of you guys that have seen that and sent me links to it and whatnot, I know you know some of it, but some of the stuff like this, I don't think this is on there. That serviceman, I know that's not on there. I've been fortunate enough to get some really cool stuff from folks like Rockstock pedals, like the Skyline Reverb. That's a pretty rare pedal. And I think Steve told me there was something like somewhere around only 200 of them made. So I'm probably going to show you guys that. I've showed it off a time or two, but I haven't really went in depth of what it does, what it is. Probably going to do that. I've got a really cool offering from Nose Pedals, and from Nose Pedal, the information is there's probably 2 or 3 of them ever made. And it's a really cool pedal. And kind of weird how I got that too. My buddy Joe Harley, he sells some music stuff, and he's always got really cool weird stuff. He happened to have that pedal, and I think after I got it, I talked to Nose Pedal about it, and I'm endorsed by Nose Pedals and Westminster Effects, and I'm very grateful for that. But the cool thing is about finding all this weird stuff and looking for information, looking for info on that Nose pedal that I got from Harley, is how I got hooked up with Nose Pedal and Westminster. So some of the stuff's really cool. Joe Bonamassa, he goes around and gets all kinds of stuff, man. You guys should really check out his YouTube video. I think Welcome from Nerdville, I think's the name of it. He goes on what he calls Guitar Safari, doing the same thing, looking for stuff. Obviously, he buys a lot of upper end stuff, and you guys would probably really enjoy his YouTube channel. But either way it goes, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of information on the DOD FX60 stereo chorus. Some of the information I have on this stuff is just what I've gathered from buying this mess up over the years. I really like getting on YouTube and listening to authorities in vintage and weird gear. Some of the information might be wonky, and if I say something that you go, well, that's not completely true, let me know. Put it right there on the video for everybody to see. I'm not always right. Matter of fact, I'm probably hardly ever right, but I do try to research this stuff. And what I've said I'm going to do with this, with the gear showings and whatnot, is I made a list of a little bit of information on the FX60, because what I don't want to do is, I don't want to get on here and, do not a review, but a show off of the FX60, and then not be able to tell you guys that it has the MN3007 Bucket Brigade chipset, because that is need to know information about this. I don't want to get on here and not tell you that, you know what, I didn't write this down. There's some variations on the internals. These original ones right here, obviously the original circuit, and then they started there was one trim pot in this one, the original pressing, and then there's a couple trim pots in later issues. There's an LED in later issues, then there isn't a later LED on a revision, and then a very late revision actually uses the FX65 circuit board. I didn't write that down, and I probably should have thrown that in the mix when we were talking about what kind of chip it had. As far as I know, they all had the same chip. All of them. Of the FX60s. And all of them were baby blue. Some were a little darker, some were a little lighter, but they all were baby blue. But I think that's about it. That's about it. So go out and find yourself a DOD FX60. And while you're at it, go out and buy one of those new Wazacraft by Boss Dimension chorus pedals with the buttons. You guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. If Facebook will let me in the video.